If you're feeling pressure to sell your home while the real estate market is hot, but you've got some unfinished projects, today's topic has you in mind. We're joined in studio with Realtor Jenna Shimaluski with ERA Reardon Realty. Jenna, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're a regular on At Home Jackson, but for our viewers that don't know you, tell us about your background in real estate.
Absolutely. So actually, prior to real estate, I was in senior living and senior health care in the Jackson area for 13 years. And I loved working with older adults and their families. However, I needed a change, but what I was able to do because of all the resources that I had with helping older adults move into retirement communities, long-term care, so on, I accumulated amazing resources and I'm able to keep that in my hip pocket. So as I can help today, older adults when they're transitioning to maybe a smaller home, a condo, maybe moving across the country to be with their children and so on, I have all those resources and I love helping people.
Right, yeah, you and I have talked before about how amazing your background is for a realtor. Really, you've got a lot of great ideas for people for moving into that next chapter of living, and so that's really great.
Yes, it was just a formality, but I did go through the certification to be a seniors real estate specialist, but honestly, most of the stuff in that course I had already experienced over those 13 years.
Right, that makes sense. And then as a realtor, you work with all buyers and sellers though.
Absolutely, all ages, whether it's first-time home buyer or unfortunately if the person's passed away and we're handling an estate and everything in between.
Right, where that skill set that you have really comes in handy.
Yes, and I love being able to help all of my buyers and sellers with the resources to make the process so much smoother because people hate moving.
Right. It's a lot. It's a
it
huge
is a lot.
emotional thing to go through. So it's great to have an expert really hold your hand through the process.
I love doing that.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about the topic that you've brought today. We've talked about this before too. Buyers really want to be able to envision themselves in the home that they're looking at. And so this program is great for sellers for that reason. Tell us a little bit about Real Vitalize.
Absolutely. So excited to offer Real Vitalize to my sellers. This gives an opportunity, as you know, when homes are ready to go, market ready, you've got buyers ready to pounce. Whereas if there's a lot of undone projects or maybe things have been not finished in a long time, maybe not taken care of. Great example, my parents had horrible health issues and there were a lot of things falling apart with the home that we weren't able to keep up. But now that it's time to sell, we're able to get this program rolling and be able to help all of my sellers get more showings, more offers, and a higher price.
Right, definitely, and increase the saleability of a home. Just
the
having it more
marketability
desirable.
is huge, and
Right.
you will lose a significant percentage of your buyers, of your interested buyers, the more projects that have to be done.
Right.
The other element too is with the weird mortgage world that we have today, we actually see lower interest rates on government-backed loans than we are for a conventional loan. So as a seller, you want to be able to appease those buyers. Just because they have a government-backed loan doesn't mean that they have bad credit.
Right.
It just means that it's a smarter financial decision because they're going to have a lower interest rate. But with government-backed loans, there are a lot of health and safety things that have to be addressed with the home. It could be something as simple as peeling and chipped paint that could hold a person with an FHA loan from moving forward.
Right, and that sounds really complex, but it's not. So if someone is considering selling their home, you could explain all that to them.
Absolutely. So when I do meet with a seller and they want to know not only what is my home worth, and 9 times out of 10 they're very happy with how much their home value has increased. Still today, even though interest rates are going up, we're still seeing a ton of buyers, multiple offers, acceleration clauses, and it's going to be a great opportunity for them to be able to make more because everything is ready.
Right. So not only would they be able to qualify their buyer for that FHA mortgage, but also if a buyer has a list of things they wanted the home to have done before they moved in, but they're not able to do it,
Yes.
it would already be done.
So here's the great thing about Real Vitalize is that you get the improvements done, but the seller does not have to pay for them until closing. It's just taken out of closing.
Okay.
And the contractors are really happy. So Real Vitalize works in conjunction with Angie, which used to be known as Angie's List. And we could either use their trusted contractors, or we can even onboard a seller's favorite contractor as well, say that they have a favorite plumber or a favorite painter or somebody that knows and familiar with the house. We simply onboard them with Angie. We get the work done. The contractor's happy because they get paid as soon as the work is done, but then the seller doesn't even have to be bothered with it, and it's just taken out at closing.
Right. Yeah, I could see how a program like that would have really helped when we sold my grandmother's home and we'd have a lot of electrical work done. We had to pay for that out of pocket. Would have been really nice to have a program like that. Or for a seller who can't do the project, can't pay for it out of pocket. They're still able to get that work done.
We're seeing advantages, I would say, for 3 major types of people. Number one, again, older adults who just can't keep up the house based on health conditions, mobility, or time. I swear retirees are more busy than we are with full-time jobs. The second would be an adult child that maybe has to liquidate their parents' home and they're too busy with their own kids, their own careers, or they may live out of state. But then you and I, where we have full-time jobs, we have kids, we've got so many things that we're doing, we can't keep up with this, but we want to make sure that we're going to get the most for our home. And this Real Vitalize program that I offer is going to be able to help them to do that.
So that really does sound like a lot of work for the seller, but actually you handle a lot of that for them.
I do. What's great about the Real Vitalize program is I take on everything. So I've got my project manager from Angie, and I coordinate with them, and I coordinate with the contractor, and I just simply give updates to the seller on when work is starting, when it's completing, and when we can get it on the market.
Right. That really simplifies that whole process.
It does.
Yep. And it gets us back to that starting point where a buyer can envision themselves in that home when they come in for the first showing.
Get it all done.
Right. Absolutely. Well, if a seller is interested in this program, wants to talk to you more about it, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. They can call me at 517-937-5232, or they can email me at realtorjennacares@gmail.com, or visit my website at realtorjennacares.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for this information. I'm excited for sellers to be able to get all those projects done before they list it.
Absolutely. It'll be great.
If you're ready to learn more about the Real Vitalize program and how it can help you get your home sold, give Jenna a call.